Today we're talking about what game should you make. So I imagine that you're by yourself or you have a small team like we've just discussed in the previous video and you're willing to build something. I think that in the span of 5 minutes, there are a few questions we should ask ourselves together. The first one is what genre are you interested in the most and are you most capable of building a strong game in? I think that's the first question that I would ask myself. And my recommendation is to look at where your passion naturally lies. So, by yourself, when you have a bit of time, what games bring you back in? That's what I would recommend simply because when the months and the years go by and it gets harder and harder, it's really your passion that's going to make you stick with it and ultimately will lead you to build something really good. So I would say a genre that is a passion for you is number one. And the second is also the one that you're most knowledgeable about. One where you've observed some of the great things that were built, some of the mistakes that were made, and maybe help you identify some of the opportunities to do something even better. We'll talk about that in the innovation section. The second is what platform. Obviously, a lot of indies they start on PC, which is probably a good idea. And then potentially the other option would be mobile, um, whereby maybe tools like Unity is a good first step for you and your team, especially with a lot of the things that are happening on the AI space right now with Unity AI, with a lot of great tools for animation and audio, helping you cut costs. Could be a good way for you to get your first crack at a game. So this is what I would recommend. Um, Business model. So is it a premium game, a game that you will sell for, I don't know, $10, $20, with the scale and scope that comes with it? Or is it a free to play? If it's free to play, do you have ad monetization inside? Do you have in-app purchases? This is very important for you to ask yourself. But one thing that I have seen as I help several teams is that you if you're going to spend all this time and effort building a game, make sure that you can make some money out of it. I think it would be a good destination for you to make that your job if you can. And so consequently, we have a love-hate relationship with money as game developers, but don't forget that at the end of the day, you need to pay the bills and you need to put food on the table. And don't hesitate to have a store in your game as part of your core product offering or admon in order to pay your bills and in order to contemplate the idea that someday this could actually turn into your full-time job. So don't hesitate to push on the business side. Innovation is an important one as well. So I recommend you don't just copy a game that you really like and don't add any differentiator, because the truth is that that game that you like probably has a lot of very good developers on it and they have a really good product. And so why would people choose yours instead of theirs? So one thing that I've seen done really well in the past is like a 80% reuse of existing proven mechanics and a 20% innovation. That seems to be working really well. So Horizon Zero Dawn is a good example here, where they took a lot of elements from Assassin's Creed or other games, and they've reused them exactly the way they were, and they've added a 20% innovation on top with the lore and like the mechanical animals, and that was just enough and it did the job beautifully. So I encourage you to think along those lines when you think about the amount of innovation you want to put in. If you try to do too much innovation, it's going to be a bit hard for you um, to read through it. And finally, the question around the wild card. Do you want to create something that was never done before? Do you want to create something that is so novel that it creates its own genre? It's a big bet. There's a lot of people who try to do that, but maybe this is where you want to go. So these are some of the lenses that I would apply to that question of what should I build? What should we build as a team? Look at all that, look at it from a qualitative and quantitative perspective, look at data, but also look at your own observations. Go to your local store, ask questions from people who sell games for a living, and I wish you good luck, and I hope your game is awesome. Let me know if you have any comments, and I'll do my best to answer. Take care.